What is unique about realism as an art is its closeness to nature. You know, when you practice this thing a lot, it becomes very easy for you to get almost perfect human figures and stuff. And I like it because it's challenging for me first. Practicing other styles of art has proven to be quite easy for me, and I like what challenges me, what grows me. So this is Clavers Odhiambo, a Kenyan visual artist based at the Railway Museum, and my work revolves around realism and surrealism, though some call me a hyper-realist, which I don't mind. Generally, my work revolves around human figures, emotions, and facial expressions. If you look at my work, what you'll notice first is the facial expression. What is that face telling you? What can you see in it? What sets hyperrealism or realism apart from the others is the way realists normally strive to produce as close to perfect artworks as possible. At first sight, people normally think my artworks are photographs, and I'm kind of getting used to this reaction now. Everyone looks at it and he thinks, is it printed or is it a photograph that has been placed on canvas by some digital way or something? But when you get close, you'll actually see the strokes. I don't blend my strokes normally. You can see each and every dot, each and every stroke. There's a painting I did called Through the Years. It's a big painting of the face of an old lady. I like it because of the publicity that it gave me, and because it was a personal challenge I had given myself to draw this lady as close to her looks as possible. Before I did Through the Years, I had been doing so many quite smaller artworks, and it's a personal challenge that I gave to myself that I'll break from 100 by 70 centimeters, that's what I'd been doing, to 2 meters, a mural all of a sudden, and it served as a kind of a statement because it's the painting that told people that this guy can actually do such things too. Through the Years was inspired by a photograph I came across of an old Indian lady, probably between 85 and 100 years old. In her subtle smile and in her eyes I could see some deep sort of expression. It's like she was looking deep into me. Zooming in, I could see so many pimples and so many wrinkles and warts and blobs and all that. So I gave myself the challenge and said however long it will take me, I'll produce this artwork. And the painting took me 3 weeks to produce, right from priming the canvas to the final sign out. It was 3 weeks working from 9 to 5 on average each day. And it was my first big sale I made after around 2 years in the practice. Kamal Kilaureano is a Mexican super hyper crazy photorealist, and looking at his artworks, though he works with acrylics on canvas, he normally does great stuff. You can see each and every pimple in a girl's face or in a baby's face, and you can see it looks almost perfect in its detail. There's another artist called Andrea Mantegna, though he is one of the Renaissance artists, and his painting called The Dead Christ really inspires me, just looking at how he used the human body in perspective. I've seen his sketches, I've seen his artworks alone, and that's a very good guy in that field. Back in Kenya we have Eddie Ochieng from Kenyatta University, and I really love his artworks. I've seen his portraits and his personal artworks and his commissions. He's really one perfectionist, I can say, and at his age, though he's a bit older than me, it's really inspiring to have someone in your age group who does what you do, and he is an inspiration in himself. Another Kenyan artist who has been an inspiration to me is Patrick Mukabi. I like how Mukabi works with light and shadow, and his studies of the human anatomy really inspire young people who want to learn how to work with human bodies and the relation of body parts to themselves and to the whole structure. Then light and shadow, just working around contrast and brightness and such like things. He's really a good artist at his field. He's himself an inspiration. My ambition as an artist is to further my career up to a point where I can maybe have my own studio, through where I can teach more young kids how to work around human figures, light and shadow and all that. And inspiring people is one thing that I really like. So many artists in high school and in campus and beyond really love my work, and most realists aspire to be somewhere close to where I am, or even in another field, but at that level of perfection in a way, as some put it. You can say it's an achievement. The best reason for getting in art in the first place is normally not the money. Most artists who do this practice for long did it at first because they loved it or because they had the talent and they wanted to develop it. So money comes after some time. There are guys who make their first sale after 4 years, others take 2 years, others take 3 years or 5 years. But at first, the first consideration of every artist is normally not the money. You want to improve your skill to the farthest end you can take it, and that's it. Money follows after passion. Passion needs to be there first, then it will bring money itself. My advice is fail. Don't fear to fail. And learn from each and every failure that you make in art, whether it's in dance or in music or whatever. What's important is you are growing. With each artwork you do, with each drawing you do, you look back and you'll be surprised what kind of a distance you have covered.
These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do.